when there's no possible way you could have known about it. One of the stories of precognition you hear most often is of someone thinking or dreaming about another person, only to find later that that person died at that same moment. It sounds like proof positive that there must have been some psychic connection. French physicists Georges Charpak and Henri Broche made a neat calculation to show that this is not only possible, it's inevitable. On average, it should happen to about 1 in every 150 people sometime in their lifetime.
Assume that everyone knows about 10 people who die each year, either family, acquaintances, or mostly celebrities and famous people. People who might pop into your thoughts no more than once a year. There are 105,120 5-minute intervals in a year in which each of those 10 people might die. That gives a 1 in 10,512 chance that you'll think about someone during the exact same 5-minute interval in which they happen to die in any given year. That doesn't sound very probable by itself, but consider that there are 300 million people in the United States. This improbable coincidence must happen to about 28,500 Americans every year. Only a tiny percentage of those get their stories on television or in print, but it's enough to convince an uncritical layperson that precognition and psychic connections must be real. And when you relax the criteria even slightly, you think or dream about someone, then next time you talk to them you find that something unpleasant has happened in their life, the probability goes up exponentially by a factor of millions.
The mathematics behind this concept universally apply to all pseudosciences that depend on extraordinary coincidences for their support. The law of large numbers, the inevitability of improbable events, proves that the most bizarre coincidences are merely mathematical certainties. Understand the math. Don't turn first to paranormal explanations. Next, let's consider complementary and alternative medicine. You'd think that with a century of modern medical science behind us, people would not still be looking to the ancient state of knowledge when it comes to their health. But, unfortunately, it seems that the more things change, the more they stay the same. Just a tiny sampling of products and techniques still being sold, still in demand among 21st century Americans, and with no empirical or plausible hypothetical foundations. Reflexology, homeopathy, ionized jewelry, magnet therapy, therapeutic touch, colonic irrigation, chiropractic, herbal detoxification, vitamin megadosing, psychic healing, new age blessings, detoxifying foot pads and foot baths, naturopathy, aromatherapy, bioidentical island therapy, psychic healing. You'll notice that these products are not FDA approved. It's legal to sell anything you want that's not overtly dangerous, so long as you don't claim that it is intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or illness. And that's how billions of dollars of worthless supplements are sold every year. They usually claim that their product has wellness benefits, but in order to avoid running afoul of the law, they leave these claims uselessly vague, saying that their product restores balance, builds the blood, boosts the immune system, restores vitality, or some other claim that's medically meaningless, but that sounds reasonable to an uncritical layperson. When a product does have merit and warrants FDA approval, this merit is established through a process called the randomized controlled trial, more commonly called a clinical trial. Now, a clinical trial is a very special process. It's very different from the way most alternative products demonstrate their effectiveness, which is through personal testimonials and studies. Spend 5 minutes browsing through Wikipedia and congratulations, you've just completed a study. Spend 2 minutes rubbing your chin thoughtfully and looking at the sky and you've just completed a study. You can now legally sell your product with the claim, studies show that this product will repolarize your energy fields.
Not good enough for the FDA. To conduct a randomized controlled trial, a statistician will select a sample size large enough to produce a significant result. Care must be taken that the test subjects are properly representative of the target population.